Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and today I'm thrilled to be back here in New York City for the second annual New York Super Trunk Show and US Shoe Shine Championships. The event, hosted by Jesper Ingevaldsson of Shoegazing blog, Justin FitzPatrick of the Shoe Snob blog, and FitzPatrick Footwear, and me with KirbyAllison.com, has grown to become the largest gathering of shoe aficionados and classic menswear enthusiasts in the United States. With over 1,200 people from across the country expected to walk through the doors today, it is certain to be a very exciting gathering. So join me as we step inside the 2024 New York Super Trunk Show. The New York Super Trunk Show serves as host to many different organizations from within the shoemaking industry, and it is a superb opportunity for those passionate about quality, craftsmanship, and tradition to get together and indulge themselves in a feast of appreciation for the outstanding work these companies continue to deliver. In addition to the incredible group of exhibitors we have from around the world, the event also hosts the US Shoe Shine Championships and a shoe patina exhibition. It's an opportunity to experience the incredible dynamism and enthusiasm of this community. This year's event is sponsored by Saphir Medal d'Or, the world's finest manufacturer of shoe polish, and Bridlen Shoes, one of the world's leading manufacturers of high quality yet accessibly priced Goodyear welted leather dress shoes. Without their support, this event would not be possible. We also have a series of other gold and silver sponsors that I'll introduce to you later in the day. course, in the world of luxury shoes, Saphir Medal d'Or is a household name. Whenever it comes to shoe polish, there is simply no finer shoe polish in the world than Saphir. And amongst shoe aficionados and shoe shine professionals, Saphir is really the standard. It's as simple as that. It means that it is nourishing and conditioning that leather to ensure that it remains soft and supple, isn't going to crack over time. It's helping to recolor the shoe to ensure that the finish remains vibrant and strong. And then, of course, here I think one of the most celebrated characteristics is that high shine, or just the shine of a pair of shoes. With Saphir, the high quality waxes, the hard waxes that you find in their polish, they produce not only an easier shine, but a long lasting shine. And so it's for those reasons that Saphir is the natural choice to be one of our platinum sponsors of the 2024 New York Super Trunk Show. Of course, anyone that watches the channel is no stranger to Saphir, as we have an extensive library of shoe care tutorials. But they're always coming out with new products, and there's a new line of products that I wanted to share with you today that is particularly exciting, and that is the sneaker care line. This is a Medal d'Or line, which is their highest quality collection. So this is the sneaker protector. They've got the cleaner, conditioner, and so much more. So this is a new line that we'll be launching soon. And of course, we'll be accompanying that with an entire collection of shoe shine videos on how to use these products. But I thought it'd be fun to check in with our 2023 shoe shine champion, Levi. So Levi, you're here, of course, doing some work. Yep. Now as the reigning champion.
Sure, yeah.
And I know that you and Preston Soto at the Elegant Oxford have been kind of traveling around doing some shoe shine workshops,
yes,
master classes, if you will. Really doing one-on-one, or not one-on-one, but one-on-few group instruction using Saphir shoe polish. I thought maybe you could share with us a little bit about that, and kind of a little bit about how Saphir is being used, by those who are passionate about shoes to take care of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, so in the past, I guess, year or so, and of course, Preston started the master classes. And then over the past year, it's really become prevalent that people are asking questions. And through, Saphir's channel, my channel, your channel, Preston's channel, getting a lot of people that are asking questions on what do I do with this, or how do I do this? And really it's coming back down to, it's not even the mere shines, it's just shoe care in general.
Yeah.
And what's really neat is through these master classes is it's becoming just education. Well, that's a passion of mine is education and teaching. And it's just been really fun to be able to kind of walk through that process, and we keep them small. The most recent class was just 9 people.
Okay.
And so it's very intimate, it's very conversational, and people are able to come in and ask their questions. And more than the questions, they're able to see how the products work.
Yeah.
So, on YouTube or Instagram, sure, you can watch the video, but when you put it to practice, it's a lot harder, especially if you're not understanding the products. And then what we're able to do is we're able to show them how the product works, or, if they're using too much or too little. It becomes really hands-on. And it's been really exciting. People are excited if it's not even the mere shine aspect that they're worried about, but they just want to know what's the best process, or, how do I layer these? It's just been really great.
Yeah. Well, there is a nuance to the product. I mean, I often tell our customers that, Saphir, because of its quality, produces such an easier shine than other polishes, but there still is a feel. Right, and I would imagine that through the master classes, through being able to sit down with someone like you or Preston, ask questions as you're using the product, just helps make that learning curve, so much faster and so much easier to climb.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. Is Saphir is really great because it is a little easier. I was just speaking to somebody today about how, if you take a really good chef and you give them 4 ingredients and dull knives, they'll still create something masterful.
Yeah.
But if you give an average chef dull knives and 4 ingredients, you're not going to get anything. And Saphir, in this case, that's the sharp knives in the full kitchen.
Yeah.
You can take an average Joe that they just want to take care of their shoes, but it really just, because of its user-friendly aspect, it's a quality product, it really just makes everything feel easier. And so, like you said, there's a little bit of a touch to it, and if you want to go crazy with that, the mere shine mirage, as you say, absolutely, there's some practice involved and there's some touch to that. But it's such a great product that anybody can really make their shoes gleam. And that's what is really fun about it.
So someone that is just starting out, someone that maybe came to the trunk show and just bought their first nice pair of leather dress shoes, how would you recommend they begin? Whenever you think about shoe care, for the average person, for the person that doesn't want to sit there for 4 hours on a Sunday to produce a beautiful mirror shine, what does shoe care look like?
Oh, it's really simple. And again, today doing some of these shoe shines, it's really kind of highlighted to me that there's a few really key aspects. And if you have 2 hours to sit down and shine your shoes, great, more power to you. But I think a lot of people don't have that time, and it's kind of growing for them. So what I've found is if you use the conditioner, the Renovateur, and then you let that dry a little bit, you throw down the Pomadier cream, and then you just go straight to that Pâte de Luxe. You use those 3 items. It's not a huge investment. You'll have a pair of shoes they're beautiful, they're gleaming, and then as you grow in your skill or even in your passion or desire to learn how to do it better, you start adding products, and you can get into the mirror gloss and some of those other more niche products. But it's a great product for starting out because it's so easy to use, and even more so than that, Saphir really cares about getting information out, and so there's a lot of education, whether it's through the master classes or it's through the YouTube or even through Saphir's website, and they're dropping some of those tidbits. It really is kind of the great one-stop shop.
Yeah. So I have to ask, you're wearing a beautiful pair of shoes, of course, very well shined. What kind of shoes are those? And tell me a little bit about them.
So these are made by Ichigo Ichie, and they're actually one of the sponsors of the event this year. And Lee, he's the maker. He's Japanese trained, and he is in Vietnam. And he's really, we actually just started chatting, and I made a really great product. And I worked on a couple of pairs of shoes for him for his customers. He would send them to me to shine, and they'd go on to whoever they were going to in the U.S. And we really kind of bonded over our passions of really, really well done simplicity.
Yeah.
They're not flashy, they're not bright or anything like that, but they're just really, really well done. And he has a passion for it. He could grow the business, he could scale it to be huge. He doesn't want to, and he wants to make sure that he maintains his love for the craft. And I really kind of identified with that. So this is my second pair. I had another pair and loved them so much, I went ahead and had a second pair made.
Well, Levi, thank you so much. Of course, it's great to see you back at the 2024 New York Super Trunk Show. And I look forward to seeing the continued work by you and Preston with the Masterclass series. Thank you for being here. And of course, thank you for all you do.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm here now with one of our platinum sponsors, Afan of Bridlen Shoes. Afan, thank you so much for being back here at the New York Super Trunk Show. Of course, this is your second year here in New York.
That's correct.
And you've been how many years at the London Super Trunk Show in London?
Let's see, 3 years in London, 2 years now in New York. So good to see you again.
Well, I know that you've got a real cult following, a dedicated following amongst shoe aficionados and connoisseurs for the incredible work that you're doing with your Goodyear welted shoes. I know that your family has a long tradition in shoemaking, but I was thinking that you could describe or kind of show us a little bit about what you brought exclusively for today's trunk show.
Okay, so what we have is the Founders 25. As you probably know the story about the Founders collection as it is, this is sort of pay tribute to what our founders, my father, my late father, and Mr. Watanabe. Okay. So they always were talking about continuous improvement. So, not to get lethargic with what we already have, but to keep pushing the boundaries, but also to bring new crafts into the factory.
And where does the 25 come from?
So the 25 is year 25. So what we're going to bring in the year 25. Okay. But as a sneak preview, we thought we'd bring it to the US.
Yeah.
So what we have now is the Founders 25. I'll show you two sides to this. Is this, where we have a welt, not going all the way, what you call the breast to breast, but just ending from edge to edge here.
Okay.
And in the middle part, we get to go really tight and do wooden pegging.
Really? Wooden pegging? We
had to learn wooden pegging to do this. So something we've been practicing now for about a year. So this allows for the outsole to be very narrow. But mind you, the insole still remains the same.
Okay.
So it doesn't change anything in terms of the fitting, the comfort of the shoe. It's just the aesthetic beauty now of the sole itself. And this also allows then for the shoe, as you can see now, to be shaped very aggressively.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of last definition.
Yes.
I mean, it's one of those hallmarks that, those that love beautiful shoes as sculpture look for, but that traditionally would only be accessible well above $1,000. And one of the things that has helped Bridlen, develop such a quick following is its price point. I mean, well under $500 for many of your standard lines. Where are these starting at?
This starts at about $350 US. Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable to think that for $350, right, that you're able to access such incredible quality. I mean, these, again, have all those hallmarks of quality and craftsmanship that those of us that truly love shoes, look at it.
No, and I'm not even done yet, because we've got the heel stack here, something we've been looking at the World Shoemaking Championship shoes, where they start to do 10 stacks, 15 stacks, 20 stacks. So normally in our main line or even our previous founders line, you'd have 4 or 5 stacks.
Yeah.
Now we've managed 10 stacks.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
10 leather stacks at the bottom. This is something which is a bit more ceremonial. We see in British army shoes.
Yeah.
And we brought that in here. So lots of nails. Gives a little bit of a nice clinky sound to the heel as well. And then the fudge wheeling. We've got a more pronounced fudge wheel.
And are these made to order?
Correct. The founders line are all made to order. And that brings to the other thing that's new now. Since last year when we were here, we saw that there was a lot of demand to take something home the same day or the same week. So we started the ready-to-wear program.
Okay.
So there's 14 styles on the website that you could go place an order and have a delivery the same week.
And so the shoes are being manufactured in India. Your family has a long history of doing British military work. And then, of course, the Japanese influence that has really kind of driven the quality level up. For someone that is buying a, ready-to-wear pair of shoes, how quickly can someone in the United States receive those?
We ship it out the next day, so you could have it as early as by the end of the week. So I'd say it's 4 days.
Or really?
4 days, and to top it off, maximum a week.
Okay. And then the made-to-order shoes that, someone says, I love this Founders 25, but I want to do this in a black, not a brown. You can make that to order.
Yes.
How long does that
take? About 6 weeks. 6 weeks, you should have your pair in your hand.
That's incredible. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the things I love so much about the Super Trunk Show is, to see these vendors from all around the world that one wouldn't necessarily come across, especially here in America, that are really pushing the boundaries. And one of the things I've appreciated so much about your work, Athan, at Bridlen, is that commitment to the product, that commitment to the craft and to the quality, but doing it at a price that is accessible. For $350 for a shoe like this, I mean, this would be equivalent to an $1,800 shoe in London.
Kirby, this is also one of the things that the founders wanted to do, was to be able to make this craft accessible to a wide variety of people. So by keeping the prices where they are, we're hoping more people can enjoy this craft.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we thought, Goodyear welting was something, or hand welting was something that was getting priced out for a lot of us.
Absolutely.
So they said, try to keep the prices as affordable as possible. So we're trying to keep true to those ideas. And to that, for the last 5 years, we've maintained the same prices. And we're going to try to do that for as long as we can.
I mean, it's incredible because you've seen this in footwear as either the prices remain the same, but the manufacturers have dropped quality. We've seen that with a lot of famous brands, that are American, or you see prices just increase, significantly, taking something that may have already been a little bit of a stretch to something that's now out of reach. And to see companies, like yours, like Bridlen, that are able to come in behind that, have a commitment to the craft, have a commitment to the quality, but then take advantage of, some manufacturing efficiencies or, manufacturing in India, to bring that, to a global audience is great.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate what we're doing. Well, the cardamons now is something we launched last year at the New York Super Trunk Show. It seems to have taken off in many ways. So we've got this new loafer. I call it the Ivy League loafer, quite a classic one. I'm wearing one today as well, in this burgundy. So the cardamom collection is something that has taken off quite well for us.
And is this the Founders also?
It is in Founders 25 as well. So you get to order this on the website if you like. We're going to add a black to this. We've got a blue, a green. In cardamom. And a cognac as well. So coming up to 5 colors this year.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, Athan, it's so great to see you again here in New York. And of course, thank you for your support in helping make this event possible.
Thank you very much, Kirby. It's nice to be back in New York.
Thank you. So there we have it, Bridlen Shoes. I mean, such a great example of what it is that one can discover here at the New York Super Trunk Show. And as I always say, value is a 3-dimensional optimization model: time, money, and knowledge. This is such a great example that with a little bit of knowledge of knowing where to go look and a little bit of time, but not much, one can find an absolutely incredibly made shoe at a great value. So here we are, Bridlen Shoes. Look them up online and of course on Instagram and then at the Super Trunk Show, not just New York, but London as well. Here with Michael Campbell, with Vogel. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I have to say, it's really exciting to see Vogel participating here at the New York Super Trunk Show, because Vogel has been making shoes in the city for decades.
1879.
1879, centuries.
Yeah, long time.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shoe brand that I feel that, even those in America maybe have heard of but don't know much about. But is really, since the firm's founding, been doing work at a very high level.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about your current collection and where Vogel is now.
Yeah, so right now, what we have here, what I wanted to do was put together the foundation, right? So equestrian boots is what we were built on, right? So what I've done here is a wax flesh with quarter-inch shell.
Okay.
And this is hand welted, hand outsole stitched, hand finished completely. I did this one, I finished it 2 days ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and are you a shoemaker? Or
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted this to be the starting point, the focal energy here. Basically, the idea is this was where Vogel started. This is a heritage of Vogel. And so I wanted to put together something that showed the same techniques that we've been doing since the beginning, right? And then from there, I wanted to expand on what our capabilities are now and what we're going to be moving towards the future with. So as we go through, we have, our boots with a rounded last, but we have the capability of doing Goodyear welting. We have a machine that does a channel. And so we're not doing a ribbed Goodyear welt. It's actually a channeled Goodyear welt with a machine. If we want to go that route, we can also go full bespoke. Depending on what the client wants, we can get a last. We have, this is our old master turning last. You can see with the points.
And so you're doing bespoke,
yes,
right? And so bespoke riding boots being kind of that, ethos, that DNA of the brand.
Exactly.
But also bespoke dress shoes.
Exactly. And also made to measure, custom, and we're working towards the future being ready to wear to have that option as well. Right now, something like this, we can do a versatile day and night, year round, but I wanted to do something a little bit more sleek and a little bit more luxurious, whereas a lot of times you see the chukka and it's a little more dressed down. So I kind of changed some of the lines and the shapes on this to make it a little more dressed.
Is this a bespoke product or is this factory made?
It's going to be somewhere in the middle. This is not ready to wear. It's custom. It's made to measure, but it's, our lasts are going to be built up rather than started from scratch.
And this is made here in New York City?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
10, 20 blocks away.
Yeah. Well, if someone was, interested in Vogel Custom, how would they get in touch with you? What does that process look like for a customer?
Right. So we're building our website right now. We have one, and it has kind of a showcase of our signature shoes now. But the best way would be to come into our shop, really, and come in for a fitting. We'll do a fitting. We can do a trial pair. We do your measurements. We do everything. We've got about a 10 to 12 week kind of wait right now, obviously. Are you doing trunk shows? So they need to go visit you here in New York? Well, putting this together for us has been fantastic. So this is a great way, obviously. We will be doing some trunk shows. The main way we've been getting clients so far is at equestrian events, because that's where we do make boots for professional riders. And so a lot of times we'll have horse riders come in and they say, we didn't even know you made shoes, because we're that, we're so focused on that, right? So that's been a huge successful avenue for us for getting clients. But I'd say the best way would be, through the website, filling out a form or just calling us and making an appointment and just coming in, really. Yeah. And we can get you then and there, or we can make a good time for you. And then we just get it started and pick out what you need.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you,
Kirby.
Here at the New York Super Trunk Show. And, thank you for helping keep quality craftsmanship and tradition alive and well here in the United States.
Yeah, we love it.
So I'm here with another one of our gold sponsors, Leon Flynn of Acme Shoemaker. Leon, thank you so much, of course, for your support.
Thank you, Kirby.
And you're no stranger to those who are truly that connoisseurs of fine footwear. This is your second year in New York. You've been a participant in London, I think, every year. And you're doing really the highest in work, I think, that we're seeing right now. So talk to me a little bit about your shoes. I know that you're based in China, right? And you're making your shoes with the traditional English aesthetic.
Yeah.
But they're all completely handmade, hand welted. hand finished. I mean, the handwork on these shoes is the same as a bespoke pair of shoes, right?
Yes. Actually, I think because we have a workshop of 13 dedicated craftsmen, each man taking care of one step of the shoemaking.
Okay.
So the most difficult part of our business is like we have to make these 13, craftsmen work as the same one. And the good thing is that for our customer, we can have high quality shoes. In terms of making the shoes and delivery, it will be within 8 to 10 weeks.
That's amazing.
So this kind of top-notch, fully handmade shoes. Normally, if there are other shoemakers, it will take at least 6 months to finish that. But with our this kind of a special effort, everything could be happened within 10 weeks.
So it's exclusively really a made-to-order product, and it's all completely custom.
Yes.
None of it is stock, and so the customer really has an opportunity to choose their leather, choose their model, choose their finish.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because we have so many different models, and the customer can be very easily pick up, the style you want and the color, and do something, special tasks, on the shoes. And at the same time, we will keep developing new models and design. And we are excited to, have different kind of exotic leathers, like the special one we have for the camel.
Really?
Yeah, this one is a camel, leather. We put some patina on that. Mm-hmm. This one is soft, but with natural touches, with scars and scratches on the camel leather. This kind of combination can create, countless, varieties for our customer to make their choices.
And that's what's fun about the custom and bespoke process is that, the number of possibilities you say truly is limitless.
Yes.
And that's where a customer can really start to, become creative.
Yes.
And really kind of, in some ways articulate their personal taste.
Yes.
In a very unique way through their footwear.
Yes. And to make the process even smoother, we offer like fitting shoes, special fitting shoes for our NTO customers, which means that depending on what kind of shoes he's wearing, and now, and we can make the, fitting shoes, send to the customer, and then he wear the shoes and tell us what is the feedback about the fitting shoes.
Do you do a bespoke program with a bespoke last, or is it primarily adjusting a stock last?
Basically, we have both two. But for a customer, we cannot make a measurement for his feet. We will prefer to make him a pair of fitting shoes. And then it will be, the result will be similar, right? But the process will be much easier for our customer because all he needs to do is try the fitting shoes, tell us the feedback, and then based on his feedback, and we can make the final shoes for him. So you don't bother, the bespoke process for like, 1 or 2 times of fitting. That'll be too much for the customer, right?
People also often ask me who the best bespoke maker is, and my answer is the bespoke maker you can meet with.
Yes.
The best bespoke maker in the world that you can't see will never be able to make you something.
Yeah.
I've seen companies like Acme kind of bridge that geographical divide.
Yes.
By being able to, utilize a fitting shoe.
Yes.
And maybe a Zoom kind of fitting.
Yes.
Really extends this incredible product to so many more people.
Yes, and once he gets the fitting shoes and he can try different models, different styles, it will be much easier for the customer to make his own choices of Acme shoes.
Absolutely. I love this derby right here with the Norwegian.
Yes, and this is a packery. This is made upon a crushed packery leather. So we applied some, patina, the blue patina on it, so to make it special.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful shoes. Well,
Yes.
Leon, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you,
Super
Kirby.
Trunk Show,
Thank you, Kirby.
and for indulging us that are passionate about shoes with such great products.
Yeah, it's an honor for us to be here, and I think we will continue the journey with you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm now with Alan Lee of CNES Shoes, based in Vietnam and Singapore. You have, I think, one of the largest tables here with an incredible collection of absolutely magnificent shoes.
For us as a shoemaker, as a brand, we try to balance between style, craftsmanship, and to make it a bit more accessible. I think that's the goal of the brand as well. We don't want to be super high-end, but at the same time, we want to have well-crafted shoe, with some different elements that we bring together. For example, like the featherback waist, the art of patina, and working with very different leathers as well.
I think it's so interesting. All these makers from around the world that are focusing on craft, but doing it at a price point that's more accessible. Whereas traditionally, someone might have to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to buy a pair of shoes that has some of these characteristics in them. Now you can find that for less than $1,000, several $100s in some cases. Where is it that your shoes start in terms of price point?
So I think for our ready-to-wear Goodyear welted shoes, they start approximately from $250 to about $300. Okay. For made-to-order, you pay slightly more, but they still go under $500.
And these are Goodyear welted shoes,
hand-welted as well.
Oh, hand-welted as well. Wow.
So I think something that is quite interesting for us this season, it's we actually collaborated with the Elegant Oxford to launch a series of group made-to-order, focusing on our new last, where we shared earlier on in London. So we are introducing for the first time this particular new last, to our American customers.
Okay. And so what's special about this last? I mean, it's a nice kind of soft square.
Soft square. We have graded it in American sizing, so it's a lot easier for our customers to try on. We work with natural French calf leather, nice hand-welted construction, with a very round featherback like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's something that
it's belly to it.
Yeah, it's a very nice classical, something that it's a bit more modern. Yeah, correct.
So that's the last, right? Which would be the shape.
Yes.
But then any of your models could be made to order in this particular new last.
That's correct.
Yeah. Someone that's interested in CNES, I mean, of course, seeing you at the Super Trunk Show is probably the best way. Or if you're in Singapore, you have a boutique in Singapore. But for the rest of us, that maybe aren't able to make it to New York, that don't travel to Singapore, how does one go about kind of ordering a pair of shoes?
So I think the easiest way is to go online, cnes.co right now. You can actually purchase any of our ready-to-wear stock directly online, and we ship worldwide. For made to order, the best way for now is to go via email. But in the future, in a very short future, I think you have this option of doing made to order very easily online.
And what about sizing? I mean, are you able to work with the customer to determine sizing?
Yes, we are. So we actually work with two different sizes as well. So for one, we work with currently the Japanese International Sizing System.
Okay.
The other one that we are trying to work towards is to have a series of range dedicated to the US sizing. Yeah. So that's something that's in the works.
Okay, great. Yeah. Alan, thank you so much. Thank you for your support, and of course, thank you for these incredible shoes.
Thank you.
So today we're expecting over 1,200 attendees at the New York Super Trunk Show. I have one of them here with me right now, Jakob. Thank you so much for coming. I know this is your second year to be at the New York Super Trunk Show because I remember you from last year. Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about what it is that you enjoy so much about the Trunk Show and why you're here today.
Well, thank you for having me, Kirby, and it's a pleasure to be here today. And as you stated, this is my second time attending the New York City Trunk Show, and I'm hoping to make this a yearly tradition. Yeah. What really drives me to attend events like this, the New York City Super Trunk Show and other events is, I've always been fascinated by the world of sartorialism, handmade shoes, handmade garments, and kind of the nuts and bolts that kind of go behind the making of these garments, right? And coming to an event like this gives me an opportunity to speak firsthand with the folks who are behind these amazing products, whether it be the new friends I made at Blackbird Shoes, some of the folks I spoke to at Acme Shoemaker, folks like yourself, the folks I spoke to at Divij. It's always good to speak firsthand with the makers behind these brands.
Yeah.
Speak to them about their individual backgrounds and essentially get firsthand knowledge into what goes behind
their passion. Yeah,
their passion.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I find, that continuously strikes me about, the brands that we have represented here is how, in many cases, there's so much more than initially meets the eye. I mean, it's one thing to see a beautiful photograph on Instagram or to see it on their website, but to be able to come to the New York Super Trunk Show, to meet with these people, these artisans, these craftspeople individually, and have them talk about their shoes, their products, and their craft, I think for me helps deepen my appreciation for what it is I'm seeing.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. And again, having those firsthand conversations, forming those relationships, forming those connections, I mean, just really helps foster a deeper appreciation and understanding of both the brand, the story, and the nuts and bolts for products.
Yeah. Well, you're incredibly well dressed today. I have to ask, what are you wearing? And share with us a little bit about what you have on.
Oh, absolutely. So the suit is made from a friend of mine. His name is Christopher Corey. He owns an atelier in Midtown Manhattan. This is a custom piece that I commissioned back in 2021. The waistcoat is made by a bespoke atelier based actually out in Ghana, in Accra. Their name is BROLL. So this is actually a part of a three-piece suit, obviously light blue. The tie is from London, New York Executive, based out in Maine. The shirt is from Lord's Custom Tailors, based out in Hong Kong. And the shoes, custom crocodile patina, custom crocodile, I should say, burgundy, made from my good friend Curran from Crew Nonpareil. They're based out in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, really? Yeah. Well, we've got to get them to the Super Trunk Show next year because those look like some incredible work. Well, Jakob, thank you so much. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day and what it is we have in store.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Yeah, thank you. Plenty of activities going on today, but I think one of the things that has helped keep us going is that in addition to all these examples of quality craftsmanship and tradition, we've got great alcohol. So I'm here today with Godka. You were here last year also, but this is a totally different concept.
Have brought in our friends to make a nitrogen espresso martini machine.
I mean, who doesn't need that?
Oh no, it's actually we're in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
We distill everything with Hudson Valley Botanicals. In 2 weeks, we're sponsoring the Woodstock Film Festival.
Wow, okay.
It has been an absolute pleasure to work with you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
And with New York made, and just how New York stands for handmade quality, whether it's a beverage or a piece of clothing or a shoe.
Well, what should I drink? I mean, the espresso martini or vodka?
Martini.
Well, there we go.
So it's my friend Mike and Alexi, and then also friend some Locolome that we did a special cold brew with. Mm-hmm. So it's not too sweet, very, very, very little sugar. Pretty much just their coffee and powder.
Well, there we have. This is delicious. Thank you so much. And so this draws to a close the 2024 New York Super Trunk Show, a U.S. Shoe Shine Championship and Patina Exhibition. For all those that weren't able to make it, I invite you next year to come and join us. And of course, until then, I'm Kirby Allison. And as you all know, I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching. Delicious.